Now, someone could be asking, why were these abductors not killed? There are so many reasons behind that. One, these were social media influencers, and most of the youths in this country follow them. So, and some of the tweets they made were very viral. So, someone could just easily tell this is the person who made the tweet. Now, if this person could go missing, for instance, now the way they were abducted, we're able to tell that so and so has not tweeted for the past 3 days. For those who are close to their families, inquire if they know what their whereabouts. If they are at home, people could go and tell, yes, they are at home. But if they are not at home, the people of social media would raise the same alarm and ask, where is this such a person? Now, when you abduct them, we are able to know that they have been abducted. And if you know that they have been abducted, and who is associated with the abduction? William Ruto. I mean, now, nobody can kill them because they could not kill them because it could have been easier someone to tell that they have been killed by the government, because who is the chief of abduction? Now, we know very well that, and actually, this abduction has been associated with William Ruto. And William Ruto does not want to taint his name further than he has done right now. So he cannot initiate them to go and get killed. He cannot allow that to happen. So that's one of the reasons as to why we can say that they were not killed. Secondly, the demonstrations that occurred in the country. We saw women in the streets, youths in the street, Okiomdada and the others, raising their voices in the streets and saying that release those who have been abducted, including Kibet Bull and the rest. Release them. Release those who have been abducted. So as a result, we realize that these people are protected by the people, by the voices of the people in the streets. So the demonstrations that occurred in the country really could not give these leaders or the abductors the freedom to decide what to do with these people. Remember, we've had people who have been abducted and killed before. That is Denzel. Denzel was found killed and actually dumped in a quarry that had water. He was floating there. In such a scenario, if you check that very well, nobody knew as such has been okay. We knew he has been abducted, but it was in a mix-up of so many things, and the concentration was not entirely on him, but he was found dead later on. So that is one of the things that happened at that time, and Kenyans learned about it. So therefore, the demonstrations that have been occurring in the streets also has resulted so much for these people being alive. Another thing, you have to remember very well that most of these youths that we have in the country are educated. They know what is happening, they can raise their voices, and they don't forget. So therefore, we kept on saying these things online, and as a result, people felt like, hey, no, people know them, so we can't just release them. And probably they were even updating these abductees that, hey, outside there, it is hot. That's one of the cases. Now, another one is the parents. Parents raised their voices. Parents went to court, including Billy Mwangi's father, went to court to actually ask the court to release the son. He was even crying in the courts. And such kind of moves made this kind of a scenario to be very viral. And that was very important. So nobody could make steps to go and kill these people. Not to forget Larry Madowo. Larry Madowo has done a tremendous job. He went even to one of the churches where Kibeti Bull's brother went, and said he left church. There was a probox that was there, but later on, Kibeti Bull was abducted afterwards. So he was the target of that day. So he left church and then he got abducted. Thank God this gentleman is a man of God. So as a result, we realized that Larry Madowo went up to the church, captured the story, aired it on BBC. Is it BBC or CNN? So as a result, nobody could go ahead and kill these people because they were internationally recognized that they have been abducted. And they were abducted under William Ruto's regime. Also, if you look at this very well, William Ruto was planning to go to Germany. How could he go to Germany while Kenya there are cries all over of abductions? So definitely he had to ensure that these people have been released and they have gone home before he travels to Germany. So basically he has to also take care of his international interest. Now, other thing is Raila Amolo Odinga's AU seat. You know, after abducting, that's a big mistake. Killing them, it's another big and major mistake. So if they could have gone ahead to kill them, there's a possibility that the entire African continent will have a different thinking about Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto's leadership, because William Ruto is the chief campaigner of Raila Amolo Odinga. So if chief campaigner is a murderer, how about the others? So William Ruto could not want to be dubbed to be a governor, a murderer, or in any other way to be implicated to these deaths. So as a result, he had to take care of his image and also protect Raila Amolo Odinga's image of becoming the AU chairmanship and the AU chairman commission to become a chairperson in the AU commission. So therefore, these are some of the things that contributed to these people not killed. Lastly, I think it's God in the sense that in the sense that, you know, like Blue's brother left church. This person was with God. And I know some of them prayed. People like Billy Mwang, they're young people. These kind of people, they engage so much with God, I believe, and that's why they also stayed alive. We can't forget the fact that as we speak today in this country, there are political movement that we're having. People like Rigathi Gachagua came out strongly and said that release the abductors, and if you've killed them, bring them back, give our body them, give them, bring the bodies with their bodies we bury. That was a very strong sentiment that he made in Embu and in Mount Kenya. So therefore, it raised temperatures. And if they could have gone ahead to kill them, could have known. Rigathi Gachagua could have been at the top of his voices to speak the facts again that they have killed the abducted. So we can avoid, we cannot have, we cannot avoid, we cannot ignore Rigathi Gachagua's role in this kind of a release of these youths. Rigathi Gachagua was campaigning using that, and he had to ensure that the youths have been released. That was kudos to him. Not just him, we had some members of parliament who led demonstrations across the country in various parts of this Kenya. And these kind of demonstrations also contributed immensely to the government's consciousness that these people must be released. So therefore, it is important to have politicians involved in this kind of scenario. So we want to urge the politicians, so long as you play good politics in this country, we are going to do well. Not to forget the last but not least, these are the churches. The churches came out and called for resignation of the IG, resignation of the DCI boss, and also accountability by William Ruto. So this kind of call, this kind of speaking about the abductions in churches and various platforms, they have really helped. The church leaders this time around, I want to thank them for speaking the facts and also pointing out mistakes in government and asking the government to be accountable in one way or the other, because it has been important to ensure that at least we've gotten our youths coming out of uh, the abductors' hands. Now, we want to say that this is a good thing the church is doing. The church has played a significant role and ensured that in ensuring that we have gotten these youths, and the government doing some other things the right way. You know, the Catholic have really set a good straight record, and we thank God for this. The Catholics have come different all of a sudden, doing what people want and calling out those who are doing the wrong thing. And if the church could have kept quiet, I'm telling you, this country could be in a different place. So therefore, it is really nice that the church has come out to speak the facts, say the facts, point out mistakes, and be able to make the government to wake up. Thank God to the Catholic, Anglican Church as well. They have also, whenever the Catholics speak, the Anglican Church comes out and speaks as well, and that is crucial because we need the church to work together. However, the SDS and the others, some others have been quiet, but we want to thank all those that came out to defend the people of this country. We thank them so much, and God bless them. And that is what we ask, not just today, not just after abductions, but in any other thing that the government is doing that is wrong to its people. See you next time. Please subscribe.